now. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Nerd Nation. It's your boy Hunter from Film Nerd TV, and today we are doing another Riverdale recap show, Season 2, Episode 8, House of the Devil recap show. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Chance Ellison. How's it going, brother?
Ready to talk some Riverdale.
Some Riverdale. So, we're going to go over our pros, our cons, some theories that we have, and then our rating out of 5 stars. So why don't you start with your opening thoughts and then a pro?
Some opening thoughts on the episode. People who watch the show, I loved last week's episode. This one, I was a little, I think it's good to pretty good. I don't think it's a bad episode. I just think it was a step down quality wise. But first pro that are out there, Jughead's storyline in this episode.
Oh, the Jughead storyline?
Yeah, like everything he did, standing up to Skeet, standing up to Tall Boy, standing up to
I love that line. Tall Boy, just shut the hell up.
Stop it, Tall Boy. Quit acting like a little bitch. I heard one of the Sprouse twins, one of the kids from Zack and Cody, say the word bitch. Holy crap, that was amazing.
Oh god, that was great.
The way he stood up to Tall Boy, the way he stood up to Polly Pocket, which reminder the lawyer, because we refused to call her by her real name.
Polly Pocket, yep.
Yeah, the way he said, I think Jughead could go through a lot of progression in this episode, and Cole Sprouse is, I've always said, he's my favorite character on the show, and he does such a good job in this episode.
Oh yeah, and I agree. I love that whole storyline between, especially him and FP, of FP want him to get out of the serpents and pretty much kicking him out of the serpents at the end of the episode, and just that, technically speaking, we're seeing Jughead now at his lowest low point. I want to see if he can work his way back up to being the Jughead that really doesn't care about people.
Right. No, yeah, because he was on his own, then he got invested in all these things. And even when he had scenes talking to Betty, you could tell he actually just joining the serpent, just keeping ears to the ground. He actually likes being a part of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he goes through a lot of progression in this episode. I feel Cole, I feel they're gonna do a lot of work to get him back to where he was. I hope he goes back to the original Jughead, and I hope they don't damage his character beyond repair.
I don't think they're gonna damage the character, just because again, I said this is his lowest low, because if you really look at it, he lost everything in this one episode. He lost his serpent brothers, and he lost Betty in the exact same episode.
And his father.
And his father.
Which you got to think he's got to feel responsible for that.
Oh yeah, and the one line that Ski Ulrich says, which this dude has been my favorite character this entire series so far, and when he's like, "You broke my heart, Jughead," man, that hurt me.
Yeah, that was a great. And I'll bring up that was a great homage to The Godfather too.
Yeah.
And which is even kind of works because Skeet always kind of looks like Al Pacino.
Yeah. Oh my God, he does. Yes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with one of my pros if you're done talking about this one.
You can go ahead.
And this one actually goes back to where we were. FP is getting out of jail, which Skeet's back officially, and I love the explanation of just jail overcrowded. So
yeah, I'm just what? Okay,
sure. Hey, more Skeet the better, though.
Yeah, sure.
More Skeet the better, because this dude, as I keep saying, he has stole this entire series for me. Him and Jughead have such good chemistry, Cole Sprouse and Ski Ulrich. It sounds like a weird pairing, but it works. It works so well that it pretty much carries this show for me. And the show is overall like I love this show, but like that's one of the strings that I really connect to is them two as father and son.
Yeah, exactly. Like you hit it on the head. Like when you pitch this pairing, Skeet Ulrich and Cole Sprouse, that sounds stupid, and that
It
sounds cheap,
does.
and that sounds ridiculous. But they make it work.
Oh yeah, they do. So yeah, that's pretty much one of my pros. So go ahead and give one of yours.
Well, you already said it's like Skeet's back. I love seeing Skeet Ulrich in this show. They kept. I thought they were gonna. I thought they were gonna kill him. They were so hinting that he was gonna die.
Oh yeah.
And then I was waiting for them to say, no, he wasn't 2 days. He was literally 2 days late from retirement. I'm like, don't you do it. Don't you do it, Riverdale.
Yep.
Stop it.
Stop it.
My next pro, I like the progression of the relationship between between Veronica and Archie in the beginning. I'll bring it back up. I'm sure I'll bring it back up later. But yeah, in the beginning, and that's every relationship. Like beginning, you're all over each other, and like even to the point where I'm pretty sure they skip school just to have sex. I'm just like, okay, sure. I mean, they get back to school. They're all their clothes are all on backwards. Their hair is messed up.
That montage in the opening.
Jeff Keller find them on the way. Where were you? We were studying.
Studying.
Like, move along.
Studying what exactly?
Biology.
Biology.
But no, yeah, like, and then Archie says, he says I love you, which I just realized like they never said that until now, yep. And yeah, that's when you're that young, that's a big thing, and it kind of illustrates like Veronica's upbringing, even like Hermione, and she's like, you've never said that to Dad, have you?
Yeah.
And that gives you a lot of insight into the relationship between Hermione and Hiram.
Yeah.
Hopefully they explore later. And yeah, I thought that was a really good aspect of the episode.
Speaking of Hiram, the one line I like is like they're talking. They're like, oh, let's keep Archie around. I'm just like, wait, what? You want to see more of Archie?
That was weird. When you have a guy that talks and acts like Hiram Lodge does on this show, you learn to do what he says.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I do agree. The chemistry between, Veronica and Archie really does work, and it's something that follows the comic books. But if I've read a little bit of the comics, it's always Archie's not with, either one of them. He's usually playing where he's with both of them. This one is like, oh, we're keeping him with this one, which at the end of the episode,
his sister wives.
Huh?
That was the original Sister Wives.
Oh yeah, yep. And which we'll get back to at the end of the episode. Archie's playing the field himself. Sees that beautiful Betty next door.
Okay, yeah, I don't buy into that shit. I'm telling you right now, nothing's gonna happen. We'll get to that later.
Bughead is dead.
No, I don't. Hold on. Well, first of all, before we go any further, we have this counter which we just introduced last episode. We said it was 17 last episode. It's actually 20. Is this 20 to a 21 with a sad face?
Because it's the last day of the episode counter.
We're gonna keep doing this because I don't think it's completely over.
I can't believe
21 sad
you
face.
did that.
What?
I said, I can't believe you kept it like that.
I just rewrote it like I didn't keep it that way. I just rewrote it just now.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with one of my pros before we get way too off topic.
Yeah.
Let's go with a major one, but holy crap, Alice Cooper's entrance. to the
Holy
retirement party. Holy.
This is the season of great Alice Cooper entrances because you had that one a few episodes back with that snake dress,
Oh, yeah.
which was really. I'm not gonna lie, that was hot. That was hot. And then you had this one. You have a biker Alice Cooper. Like I gotta say I was impressed because this episode got me to like Alice
For
Cooper
real.
for a minute.
For real. And then like she gets into the club and then she's just like, hey, was it whiskey or vodka? I think it was vodka, right?
That was tequila.
Oh yeah. Well, that's way off the spectrum. But yeah, she's like,
Yeah, that's way
tequila,
different.
nothing. And like she's like, meddling with the serpents and just like, okay, this could technically be counted as a nitpick, but didn't she hate the serpents in the South Side before? And now she's meddling and like with them.
I guess it's kind of she's back in the neighborhood. She's kind of bringing old. She's feeling nostalgic. You know what I'm saying?
Or it's more of she's being a reporter and going undercover, trying to get more dirt on the serpents.
Possibly. Either or. I could see either.
I don't trust Alice Cooper. I still say she's behind the Black Hood murders.
She's the Black Hood.
Hal's the Black Hood shooter. She's the mind behind it.
Mm.
Hey, that theory has not been debunked yet, so
give it a week. Give it another week.
Next week it's debunked. God damn it! Airtight alibi.
Back to square one.
He had an airtight alibi. See, I know how to bring it back. But yeah, that was my pro. Just damn her entrance. Woo!
Yeah, I'll say Alice Cooper's a hot mom. She's not the hottest mom on the show. I think that still goes to Hermione Lodge, but yeah, the actress is very attractive. She's actually really good on the show.
Oh yeah, she is. She makes people hate her, and then she makes people be like, "Oh my god, dude."
She's kind of like the Cersei Lannister of Riverdale.
Yeah, but with like all her clothes on.
Yeah, with all her clothes on, and not banging her brother. At least that we know of.
At least that we know of. Well, I mean, it could happen.
All right, another one of my pros.
Yeah.
I like the whole janitor storyline. It didn't go where I thought it was gonna go. Like,
me neither.
Yeah, they introduced the idea. So apparently, the house that they went to apparently the house Betty went to a few episodes back was actually the house where the Riverdale Reaper murdered this entire family. The way the story went, it was told that he murdered a family of 4. Then they discovered that it was actually a family of 5, and the kid was placed into witness protection. And that kid grew up to be the creepy janitor
from
last episode.
May I add, Cheryl went off on him, and it was a complete accident. I don't know what that was about, but
yeah. Also, Riverdale, you find excuses to put your girls in skimpy clothing. I'm on to you.
Hey, I'm not complaining, but
okay. Like I'm not complaining. I'm always down for Cheryl in a towel, but I'm on to you.
What was that face?
It's my I'm on to you face.
It's like I got you.
I'm watching you.
No, you ain't watching nothing.
Okay. Yeah, but okay. So yeah, as far as the janitor, which that was a complete accident. Your theory about Cheryl building an attraction to Josie, you might be right. I'm thinking you might be right. We'll get to that in a second, but we'll get to that when we go in theories. But yeah, like you find out that this janitor, his family was murdered, and he's the only survivor. What?
My theory that I was right on.
We'll get to that later in the episode. We go over theories and stuff. But yeah. Anyways, back to the janitor. We find out this janitor was the only survivor of this Riverdale Reaper murdering, and that when he was, I can't remember how old he was, but when he got older, him and a bunch of friends apparently found this guy and killed him. Debunked. So he's not the Black Hood. This dude, Archie looks into his eyes. He's not the Black Hood. But Veronica goes off on this dude. warranted, but it was still a really good moment how Veronica is pretty much losing her shit because the black kid's going after her family now for
It wasn't Veronica,
obvious
was it?
reasons.
In that scene, wasn't it Cheryl that went off on him?
No, that was in the bathroom scene. I'm talking about the one where like they find out that the janitor was the survivor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of understand where Veronica's coming from just because like the black hood threatened her family. He threatened her parents.
Yeah.
Feels some insecurity about that.
Which I love Hiram's reaction when he gets it. He's like, "Oh, whatever. We've had worse."
Yeah.
We've been called worse.
This is Tuesday for me.
It's just another Tuesday. Yeah, fuck
just another day at the office.
Yeah. Which you gotta know, Hiram pissed a lot of people off. So.
Sorry, I choked. Another one pipe. Okay, moving on.
Oh god, I can't breathe. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna go on to All right, so this one is the elephant in the room. We're sitting in the retirement party for FP. The song's playing. The clothes come off.
Yeah, like once again, Riverdale finds a way to get girls in skimpy clothing. Betty starts singing, and the clothes come off.
Oh yeah, I'll admit the song was probably the worst song of the season.
Really, I actually liked that rendition of Mad World.
I'm talking about like it didn't really make sense as to why they would play that song now at a retirement party for FP, because usually Riverdale finds a way to like tie in their songs to what's going on.
I mean, yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from, like Milkshake at Pops, or the sugar.
Yeah.
Or Kids in America from the first season.
Yeah. But
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it, but it's just it came out of nowhere with the song selection. But I mean,
yeah,
damn, that was hot. Woo!
Yeah, makes you appreciate how attractive Lily Reinhardt is. Like,
yeah,
she's now my woman crush on the show. Damn you, Cole Sprouse is actually dating her in real life. I'm gonna get you, but
who?
The guy who plays Jughead.
Huh? I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Sorry, I was saying, Lily Reinhardt is now who plays Betty. She's now my woman crush on this show. She's a pasty weirdo. Damn you, Cole Sprouse, for dating her in real life. I will find her and I will make her mine. Well, it's not confirmed, but it's rumored, and it's everyone. It's like a big secret everyone knows. But anyways,
it's the airtight alibi.
It's the airtight alibi. But no, yeah, like it was. I mean, I get why they did it. It was just a strange thing. Like that's the thing from the show I like to call dirty fan service. It's kind of like
dirty fan service.
It's like the first episode where they're just like, "Hey, you ever want to see Betty and Veronica kiss?"
It's like, "Hey, kids who grew up reading Archie, how about now seeing these?"
Yeah. Did you like Archie? Did you like Archie in the 50s? Well, here's Betty in her lingerie. You're welcome. What?
What is?
I didn't ask for this.
I mean, I'm not rejecting it, but I didn't ask for this.
I'm not saying it's bad, but why?
Why? I mean, she kind of explains it, but
yeah, she wants to be more part of the Serpents.
Yeah, and
which
I don't understand how that does it, because even Tony was like, "That's a a bullshit tradition that we're trying to wing it out."
No, that's not. I think you misunderstood what she meant, but no, like that was kind of like that's. You know how like Jughead had to get hit in the face like 7 times before he joined the Serpents.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, by ski kicking him out, it's pretty much undoing all that work. Jughead's like, yeah. I got my ass whooped for nothing. Thanks, Dad. Dick.
For like 2 days of running the Serpents, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, That's kind of like that's the initiation for the females, which means
Yeah.
at some point Tony did that, and at some point Alice did that.
Whew. Thanks for giving all our viewers that
You're
mindset.
welcome. You're welcome.
You can probably find it
All
somewhere.
right.
I ain't looking for it.
Was that
I'm just
mine?
saying, like, well, that was mine, but it like I put it on a pro because it was something that followed the story, but it also was a little uncomfortable, and that's what
Yeah.
they wanted you to feel, especially with Jughead sitting right there, and you see how angrily pissed off he's getting as it's happening.
Okay, let's be honest. He wouldn't have been pissed. Come on.
I don't know. I can see him, especially.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, wait. I take that back. Maybe that was in private. He would be pissed.
Yeah, in private, he
But
would be
if that
pissed.
was in public.
But she's up there in front, in front of everybody, in front of the whole serpents, and then
No,
the
literally.
weirdest part, FP comes up and starts giving her a clap. I'm like, dude, that's
Like, yeah.
girlfriend. What are you doing? FP trying to
Oh,
get
damn, that was funny. It's like, yeah.
no. He was the first one to clap. He
Yeah,
started
exactly.
the round of applause.
Yeah, the club, like the people in the club felt like the audience while watching. You're just like, what's happening?
And then FP's like, I'm just like,
FP
I'm
speaking
gonna
for
clap now.
FP speaking for every dude. He's just like, yeah.
Which is so weird because he was the first one to initiate it. I'm like, dude, that's your son's girlfriend. What are you trying to do here?
Yeah,
but
totally.
but he was nice. He handed over a Serpent's jacket to Betty. So Betty's now a member, right?
So she's in.
She's in.
I guess she's in.
And Jughead's out.
Jughead's like, are you serious? I had to get my ass beat 7 ways, and you're letting it run because she took her clothes off. I could do that.
Oh God. We're getting way off topic now, man.
Yeah.
We always seem to do this. All right.
Yeah, well, I guess.
All right, pro for you.
I think you pretty much expect. I think pretty much out of pros, honestly.
Really?
I might come up with some later if you have any more. So you can read all of yours.
Oh yeah, I got a few more. FP's speech at the end was really cool, where he's like, the North Side.
Oh, I forgot to write that down. Like, yeah, he's kind of like Southside Braveheart, just like.
Yep.
Or like fuck, what's his name? Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yep. And I like it because, like, at first, like, this whole thing was set as a retirement party. But then he sees, like, his brothers and the serpents and what the North's doing to him. And he's pretty much like, no, I ain't leaving. He's like, they're going to have to literally kill me for me to not be a serpent anymore.
The only way I'm going out of here is on a body bag. And yeah, like that's.
And
I love that. 'Cause, like, even I was like, even I watching this, I was like, yeah.
I mean, superb acting from Ski. And, like, in this one scene, the dude gives it his all. And you can tell.
Absolutely. Like, I think, like, this is, like, if they were gonna, like, this wouldn't happen, but if they were gonna submit someone on the show for an Emmy nomination, and someone did it, this would be the clip they played.
Oh, yeah. And I would totally be okay with it, too.
Yeah.
And then I think I got one more, which is just all of the scenes between Jughead and FP. I know we've already been through this, but, like, especially the scene where he's like, I'm going to go ride one last time with my son. And you see both the motorcycle of FP and Jughead riding side by side. That was an awesome scene.
I just hear Vin Diesel when I saw that scene and was just like, one last ride.
One last ride for family.
Yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, I mean, like that was a good emotional moment because like that's how they would react in this situation.
Yeah, all right, so let's go on to some of our cons because not every episode is a perfect episode. So why don't you start?
It's funny. It was kind of a it was kind of pro when I brought it up, and I wrote this down. while watching the episode, so I feel like it might be kind of void. But the whole storyline with the Reaper murders and the janitor, it feels. I don't know why it feels like they kind of just like dropped that out of nowhere, just like, oh well, he killed the guy, airtight alibi, we're done, we're operating off Keller logic.
Yep. Hey man.
Yeah, we're done here.
It's airtight. You can't beat it.
You can't beat it. It's airtight.
Nope.
Yeah, you four guys found his murderer and killed him. We buy it. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah, like as far as like, and like it might come back later, but as far as this episode goes, it feels like the storyline was kind of wasted and kind of just like dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I feel like they had a lot of potential, but I'm willing to reserve judgment on that until further down the season. If they don't fix that later on, I'll feel like maybe
it was a waste.
I'll feel like maybe I was wrong. Yeah. But as of right now, that storyline feels kind of just wasted.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, like I didn't put it on my cons because I didn't feel like it took too much away from me because like I am involved in like chasing the trail. Oh, this leads to this. This leads to this. This leads to this. I just hope it comes to something. And if it does, then it'll be a great payoff. If not, then I will feel like it was wasted. But that's why it's not even on my pros or my cons. It's just it was there. I enjoyed it. I enjoy, pretty much like learning new stuff as the characters learn stuff.
No, yeah, totally, and maybe they'll bring it back. Maybe that'll come back in a bigger way. But as of right now, it feels like it feels like a lot of these storylines on TV, not just Riverdale, but TV shows in general. Like it's just there, and then it's gone.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give one of my negatives, and it's something that's really been like just this episode because. All right, so Archie somehow gets invited to a serpent party. Somehow, even though he called the cops on him. He called the cops on him, but they're like, no.
Well, hey.
No. Come in and sing karaoke. It's fine.
Nah, you cool. Come sing a song from Donnie Darko. We're good. Although that reminds me, another con. So we've had songs from Betty, we've had best songs from Betty, Archie, and Veronica. We need an excuse to get Jughead to sing.
Yes, please.
We need that. Like, he's the only major character on this show who has not had a song, except for Kevin. But screw Kevin.
Hey, I like Kevin, even though he didn't have.
Where was he?
Yeah,
he's never here anymore. He's gone. Where the hell is Kevin anymore?
Kevin! Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much one of my cons. Probably a nitpick, but why would the Serpents bring back Archie, invite him to a serpent party when he just called the cops on him?
Do you ever think like one of them at the party just like, hey, didn't that guy? Oh shit!
Yeah, and the Ghoulies were there too. The leader of the Ghoulies was there too. He didn't do nothing about it.
I must have missed that. I don't remember him being there.
He was the one who was like, woo, and then he started slow clapping, like right after FP did it.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but I think that was him.
Maybe. I can't remember.
Alright, so go ahead and give another one of your cons.
That's really all I got. I mean there's really not much to this episode.
Yeah, and the rest of mine I have are really nitpicks. Like the name of the prison. It's called Shankshaw Prison.
Oh my! That's right. It was.
You caught that?
I thought that was a joke.
Huh?
But no, that was real. I thought that was a joke.
It's real. The name of the prison is Shankshaw Prison.
It's like, okay, like you can have smart Easter eggs, but god damn it, that was stupid.
It literally refers the. I'm not sure if I should be angry or like die laughing because of this.
I would have loved to have been in the writer's room when that was pitched, just like, okay, guys,
Listen
get
to
out of
this.
prison, right? What if instead of Shawshank, it's, now hear me out, Shankshaw. Hired. You get a raise.
Write it down. Put it in the script. But again, nitpick. I just thought that was a funny little. I don't know what they were trying to do. And this one is like, it could be a con, but I put it on because is it just me or did everybody except Jughead move on way too quickly?
Well, no one's moved on. No one's moved on per se.
I mean, like
The night, like
the same night that Betty and Archie both get single, they're looking at each other out the window. One's of course the running trope is no shirt for Archie. Apparently, he's wearing no shirt.
Yeah, apparently
no shirt.
Yeah, apparently Archie doesn't. Apparently Archie, in addition to exfoliator, he has no shirt. He apparently owns no shirts anymore. They're all gone.
Yep. And like Archie
when he stopped playing music, the shirts went also.
Yeah, and she has Archie has no shirt on, looking out the window, sees Betty. Betty walks by, looks at Archie. I'm like, come on, guys. You guys just got out of a relationship.
But I guarantee you nothing's gonna happen between those two.
It's gonna have to, which is
at least not yet. Not yet.
What I've been saying is actually one of my theories, but we'll get to that in a minute. So give your ranking of this episode at 1 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, it's the standard Riverdale episode. Nothing special. I mean, it's got some good emotional, the things that redeem this episode for me are the interesting story elements and the emotional punch at the end. That gives me enough to bump this to a 4 out of 5.
And actually, first time on this episode, on this series, I agree with you. I have the same rating, wow. 4 out of 5 stars, which is actually the lowest rating I think I've given an episode of Riverdale.
Oh yeah, so yeah, probably. Cause you always been higher than me.
Yeah, because I'm always either 4.5, 4.8, or I think I gave one 5.5, 5 out of 5.
No, yeah, well, that's how it goes. Hey, there are 22 episodes of the season. We're bound to agree at least once.
Yeah. All right, so let's head into our theory section. Why don't you start with one of your theories that you think is going to happen either at the end of the series or in a few episodes, or who the Black Hood is? Any theories that you can think of?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's something you talked about last week. You said that Cheryl might be attracted to Josie. It's kind of like, not Stockholm syndrome, but kind of like a little bit of Florence Nightingale. I'm not sure what the exact term is, but she's been through a dramatic event. Josie helped her with that, and she might be developing feelings there, and tells me that you might be right.
I'm actually right about it. Look at that.
Let me give you a massage.
Yeah, and then she keeps trying to do it after he walks in. I'm just like, there's something going on here. Like you can't.
Yeah, something
can't
ain't right.
Have these little, messages and not build to something.
No, yeah, it's subtle, but I think you might be right. As far as Black Hood, one of the final shots of this episode was Mr. Svensson, the janitor, looking at the picture of his old, I'm not gonna call him war buddies because they didn't go through a war, but his old, we'll call them hanging buddies. It tells me that plays a bigger part into the season. I'm thinking one of those guys in the picture might be the Black Hood.
Really?
Yeah. Because you think about it, they set out to bring a killer to justice, a sinner, if you will, to justice. What if they didn't want it? What if they didn't want to kill the guy? What if they just set out to find him and maybe turn him into cops or some shit? But one of them actually, one of them was more radical, one went too far, one was like, we got to kill this guy. And, he did it on his own. Like, what if they all didn't kill him? What if it was just this one guy? And this one guy, they had a disconnect. He went away, and now he's back.
But see, it still doesn't make sense of why he was stalking Betty and trying to make her, you know,
It's just a theory. I mean, maybe he genuinely connected with Betty once he found out, once he heard her speech.
Well, I mean, also, I mean, like, he would have to find out her phone number and, like,
phone books.
I don't, dude, have you seen Riverdale? It's literally got one grocery.
Yeah.
It has one eating establishment, and that's it. And one
restaurant.
One police officer.
They have one restaurant and one cop. You gotta have. They have one restaurant, one cop. Phone number is probably easy to get.
True, but see, like, I'm gonna go into one of my theories real quick, and it's not the Black Hood one yet because this one I feel like is pretty close.
Yeah.
To actually happening, and it's, I keep saying this, the role reversal, which at the end, either at mid-season or at the end of the season, I see the couples switching. So I see Betty getting with Archie, and I see Veronica getting with Jughead.
Right.
Because I feel like now you can set up more of like, taking Veronica's dark past, the party girl, stuff like that. And if you really look at it, like, her character works well with Jughead, who is, he's kind of quiet, but now he's becoming more of the outspoken gang type character. I feel like they would work more better than Betty and Jughead. And then Betty and Archie, they've already set that up. They set up in the first, season 1, episode 1, pretty much. So I see that happening.
I mean, possibly. The only thing giving me pause about that is that we're at episode 8, so we're literally like a third of the way through the season. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that they're kind of not plowing through it, but they're kind of rushing. Not rush. Okay, I don't want to say rushing through it because I feel like since they're doing it this early in the season, I feel like they might not go that route. And even if they do, they'll switch back very quickly.
Or they just have it to where Archie and they stay the same right now, and then towards the last few episodes of the the new season, or the latter half of this season, then they switch and you have all the stories connecting like that.
All right. Just to disagree with you, I think by the end of the season, at least one of them will get back together. And I'm gonna bet on Betty and Jughead because they become a sort of fan favorite. And I think people like those two together. And also, as far as even like Betty and Archie, I could see happening, but I don't think the chemistry. I think it's not there. I just don't think it's as strong as with other people. And also, Betty, I keep all these goddamn names. Jughead and Veronica. They've had maybe one conversation this entire season. We don't know how. I don't know how good this chemistry is.
I mean, they've been around each other all through season 1.
Right, but had they ever had a scene just with two of them?
I mean, you can always set it up for next season too if you wanted to. Or next season they can split them off, because you got to think we're at least going to see Betty and Archie together before the season's over.
Possibly.
Because that's always the running trope in the Archie comics is like, which one does he choose? And he usually goes with both of them. So
at the end of the season, at the end of every season, at the end of every season, he's gonna have a different girlfriend.
Yeah. Next season it's Cheryl, and then it's Josie, and then it's Melody.
Oh my god, he's gonna date every girl on the show.
And then it's Alice.
Tony Topaz. Tony Topaz, we're gonna convert you. Come here, girl.
And then it's Alice Cooper.
All girls on this show will be united by the power of Archie's crush.
The power of the redhead.
Power of that redhead, and
Oh yeah. And apparently wearing no shirts helps.
Wearing no shirts. If I had a body like that, I wouldn't wear shirts.
True. So let's go into my Black Hood theory, and you already know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, Hal Cooper.
Because again, it just makes sense. Like Hal Cooper was the shooter, which kind of I'm not sure how to say this, but it would kind of get over the Black Hood being bad at his job. Because you got to think Hal Cooper, he's had experience with guns, but he's not experienced with killing people. So
Right.
I think it's more of the things that he'll do to protect, Betty and go into that extreme to keep the Riverdale safe for her. Same with, Alice behind, saying, like, I want to keep her safe. So, get rid of all your friends. Get rid of all, your boyfriends, all that stuff. That's my theory, at least. Or, it goes back to it, Betty's brother. Which you would have to think that we would see him some episodes pretty soon coming up. But
yeah, they gotta try to establish him real quick. I don't think it's Betty's brother just because I think this guy is way too old. This guy looks like mid-40s, at least, like late 30s to mid-40s at least. So there's no. I don't think Betty's brother is. I don't think Betty's brother's possible. I seriously disappointed if this ends up being Hal Cooper.
Well, I mean, it does make sense. If you really think about it, it does make sense if you think about it.
I mean, kind of, but doesn't mean no. Not really. No, it doesn't.
How? How does it not make any sense?
Huh? Well, we've already established that Hal Cooper has no spine. So why would you want to pitch him killing people?
Well, also this was the dude. Well, you can't say he doesn't have no spine. This was the same dude that
even the show acknowledges that he doesn't have a spine.
That was at the time, but when he was younger, I mean, this is the dude that almost forced his wife to have an abortion and then forced her to give up her baby. And then, so it's more of a control thing. And then you can make it where Alice is really the brains behind it, but she just cohorts Hal into, actually shooting people.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it would make sense for Alice because then she can, pretty much destroy the South Side by saying, "Oh, it's got to be a serpent, or it's got to be someone connected, to the South Side." So then everyone turns on each other.
I mean, the Coopers have always been unlikable on this show. I don't see them making them all out villains. Like seriously, I think like if you make it someone that we've already seen, be the most disappointing aspect of the show. I really hope it's not a Cooper.
I feel like if you try to shoehorn a new character in here, it's gonna fall flat on his face because then you literally have not even half as depending on where they reveal who the Black Hood is. You don't have that long to really, develop a character and then be like, oh, boom, that's the Black Hood. Because
well,
then
again,
if you're trying to create a new character, it wouldn't make any sense because then it's just like, oh, well, it's this character right here, and you don't really get enough backstory for him. Hal Cooper, he's less of a target, or he's less of a suspect because he is so low on the radar. So if you really think about it, he would actually be a good twist of like, oh, it's him, and here's the reason why. It all boils down to Betty keeps putting herself in dangerous situations. The Southside Serpents, the big speech about how, Riverdale should, be cleansed. And then he literally takes that to heart. He's trying to make Betty more safe, but she's pulling away from him. Same with Alice. It's just being overprotective, but taking that way too far.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like, on your point, I don't think you need to change an established character just to make him a villain because it wouldn't add more personal stakes, kind of diminish them. Because like, look at some of the best villains on TV were just introduced as new characters, like Ben Linus on Lost or Archer Mitchell on Dexter, or even like something like Kilgrave on freaking Jessica Jones. Yes, granted, he was there in the first season, but he was still like a brand new character. But like I said, Arthur Mitchell and Dexter. Arthur Mitchell on Dexter came in on the 4th season of Dexter, and he came in. He literally became one of the highlights of the show.
But thing is,
same thing with yeah.
But thing is, you had an entire season to build up that character. Riverdale literally has it's about 22 episodes. Okay, let's say they're probably gonna stretch out.
You can develop a character,
but you gotta think they're not gonna reveal who the Black Hood is till a little bit later on, so they can really dive deep into it. And then you've got less episodes to build up a new character. Now, if they started by having new characters come in the first episode of season 2. Like, you just bring in characters like, this is a new character, this is a new character. And you really get to, have a whole season to really learn about them. Then, yes, you can do that. But when you're like almost, when episode 8, then they're probably not going to say who the Black Hood is till a little bit later. I wouldn't mind them using a pre-established character if you give them a good motive behind it, because then we fall in love with these characters, and we've been through these characters and we learned about these characters. So it's someone we're established to, and it makes sense for the story.
Yeah, I just don't think I think it'd be more powerful if it actually was an established character, and you can develop a character fine in 13 episodes. It's not that big a problem.
Well,
but,
I mean, again, like, it's not gonna be next episode that they're gonna say who the Black Hood is. So, granted, we might have like 7 episodes ago or 6 episodes ago before we actually find out who it is. And I doubt you're gonna be able to give a good character, a good villain character, in 5 6 episodes.
Well, agree and disagree. I'll make a bet right now. Black Hood will not be Hal Cooper.
All right, I'll bet that he is.
A gentleman's wager, sir.
Okay. All right, so is that all of our theories?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we're going to head out. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on our Riverdale Recap, Season 2, Episode 8, House of the Devil. I am always the Hitman Hunter Chambliss. Chance, you want to plug anything?
Full Metal Trivia and my YouTube channel, Chance the Critic.
All right. Any reviews that are coming up here?
My Disaster Artist review was uploaded, I believe, yesterday. Go check it out. If you're a watcher of trivia on this channel, I come back. I'm not gonna give anything away, but just go watch the review.
All right, guys, and if you enjoy the content, hit the like button, subscribe to Film Nerd TV, check out Patreon, patreon.com/FilmNerdTV. I'm Hunter. I'm a film nerd. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.